Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and get drink poured. Alright, now look. So for this one, I'm gonna be telling y'all about the time I met this little bop on the east side of Detroit on 7 Mile. And she gave me head within the next day, just like that, for a hot and red. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Alright, now let's get it. So let's go ahead and jump in that time capsule because this was a while ago. You know what I'm saying? This was about a year after I got out of prison. So this was around like 2016. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, you know, getting back in the mix with the world. I'm getting unconstitutionalized. You know what I'm saying? They call it constitutionalized in prison, meaning basically everything is prison shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm still unlearning prison and getting back on the freedom side, right? Well, with that being said, I'm riding around the hood. I'm in my SS Money, right? I'm on East 7 Mile, right? I'm riding down East 7 Mile. I'm like on 7 Mile and I-75 freeway. You know what I'm saying? That's like the start of the red zone. And in the start of the red zone start from 75 and it go all the way back to Kelly Road. You know what I'm saying? So the red zone got like 10 miles just going from east to west. And then it got maybe like 2 or 3 miles going north and south. But the red zone's a nice big ass area. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm riding through the red zone. I'm on 7 Mile 75, right? I'm on my way headed back to the west side, right? While I'm riding up 7 Mile, I told y'all before, I'm one of them type of dudes. If I see a woman and she need a ride or something, you know what I'm saying? If it's too hot or if it's too cold, I give them a ride, genuinely. Not trying to get their number, not trying to get no pussy, not know, oh, you owe me, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? This just genuinely me from the heart. Like, this just always been me. You know what I'm saying? So this one of them days. I'm coming up 7 Mile. It's hot as hell. It's about 95 degrees this day. No lie, right? I see this girl walking up the street. She walking up 7 Mile, right? I'm about to ride past her. I look at her. She young and fine as hell. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not only is it too hot for her to be out here walking, but she fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I spin the block, right? I pull up on her. I'm like, what's up? Like, you need a ride or something? You know what I'm saying? She looked at me. She like, nah, I don't know. You might be one of them crazy people, blah, 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 right? I hear that a lot, with this, giving women a ride home. You hear that shit a lot. So I'm like, nah, I don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't trust it, that's understood. You know what I'm saying? So she bit into what I was saying. She like, okay. She like, I don't believe you no weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could drop me off. So by this time, she opening the door, getting in the car, right? So I'm like, where you going? She told me where she was going. It was maybe like 5 minutes away from where we met it. So we chopped it up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? We pulled up. She hopped out. That was that. Now, in between that time, she like, damn, I like you. You a cool ass nigga. You wasn't pushy. You wasn't on no bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Let me get your number. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. So I dropped her my number. She like, I'm gonna call you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna link up. We gonna kick it. Blah blah blah. She like, I'm a real bitch. You will fuck with me. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? The very next day, right? She called me. I pick up. Hello? She like, yeah, this girl from yesterday, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, okay, what's the deal? I wasn't even expecting her to call me for real, but she did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? She like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I'm in the hood. I'm just riding around right now. She like, I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, straight up, mind you, just 24 hours later. She like, I want to see you. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, drop me the address, right? She dropped the address. Now I told y'all I've been doing third party delivering, blah 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 since I was 18 years old. So I'm real fluent with addresses, Detroit address. Let's be more specific. You know what I'm saying? So when she dropped the address, I knew exactly where the address was at. It was in my old hood off of West Warren. You know what I'm saying? West Warren number streets. You got Southwest, West Warren number streets. All of that shit is the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So the address she dropped was the address from the number streets. You know what I'm saying? That's wild, wild west. You know what I'm saying? How you go from the red zone off the east side to the wild, wild west within 24 hours and you don't got no car? Use a bot. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen that number street address, I'm like, oh yeah, this bitch a bot. You know what I'm saying? Like she came from the deep east to the wild, wild west and within a few hours. Like that's some bop shit. And no car. Like, yeah, that's some bop ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So I go pull up to the house, right? I get there. The next day was a nice chill day. Like it had rained overnight, so it cooled the heat down. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice, cool ass day. I remember, I had the windows cracked. We sitting in the car laughing and joking and shit, right? When I pulled up to the address, she came out, got in the car, had the windows cracked. We laughing, joking, all that shit, right? So boom, I go light a blunt. We smoking. She like, damn, you a real nigga. I really fuck with you. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? So we just popping her shit. Next thing you know, the door opened to the house that she came out of. You know what I'm saying? It was another young girl around her age. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was like 26, 27. Girl was like 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? Like she was young, but she was ready. Hey, you know what I'm saying? And her friend was probably around the same age, probably like 18, 19, some shit like that, right? Well, with all that being said, the friend come to the door. The friend ain't holding back. She like, bitch, we don't got no food in here. Ask him, can he get us a fucking pizza? You know what I'm saying? Like on that type of shit, like hollering at her from the house to the car. Like she ain't tell her to come up to the door to holler at her personally. None of that. Like girl got straight to it. Like bitch, ask him if he can get us a fucking pizza. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like a pizza, like, okay, that ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? This time, hot and ready is $5, $6, no more than six. I think they were like 5.30 at the time, to be honest. $5.30. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Shit, I get them four pizzas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Well, girl slammed the door, right? Boom. So the girl I'm in the car with, she like, look, right? She like, I really fuck with you, and we don't got no food in here. Right while she was in the middle of saying it, I wanted to stop her and tell her, like, hey, yeah, we can go up to Little Caesars. I can get y'all a couple pieces. I ain't tripping on that. I wanted to stop her, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let her go ahead and keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just getting real emotional and just opening up type shit at this point in time, right? So I'm just letting her talk. She like, yeah, we ain't had nothing to eat. We over here starving. Our stomachs touching our back. We don't know what we gonna do. We gonna die in this house. Blah blah blah. She like, I fuck with you. You a real nigga. Blah blah blah. She like, look, if you just get us a pizza, I'll suck your dick. Mind you, this ain't even a whole 24 hours later. Well, it might have been about 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? She already talking like this. I'm like, straight up for a fucking pizza, for a $5 pizza, dog. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, this bitch already played herself. I would have got them a few pizzas on the love. Like, no charge, no head, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But she set herself up for the play. So I'm like, all right, cool. We put up to the Little Caesars, got the little hot and ready, went back to the house, right? We get back to the house, she done already smashed like 3 slices that quick. You know what I'm saying? From the Little Caesars back to the Number Street house where she was at. The Little Caesars might have been like 10 minutes away from the house, where I picked her up at this shit, man. She done smashed like three slices that quick. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't had nothing to eat for real. So we pulled back up to the house. Girl, it was like she knew we was coming back with this pizza. Girl was at the door, like expecting it. You know what I'm saying? So the girl I'm in the car with, she get out with the pizza. She walk into the door. They went in the house. They talked for maybe about 3, 4 minutes, a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? Girl came back out, jumped in the car with me. I'm thinking she about to, spin me type shit. I ain't tripping. Like I said, it wasn't nothing. And it was a $5 pizza. I wasn't tripping on it. She came back, got in the car. She was like, you just don't know that you really saved our life and blah, 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 all of this shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't want to hear the begging shit. All right, whatever. Go ahead, go in the house. Y'all have a good night. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. Like I said, I ain't opened up and said nothing. This is just my thoughts. She like, I told you I was gonna give you some head. You know what I'm saying? You got us that pizza. She like, well, my stomach's satisfied. You know what I'm saying? She like, do you happen to have a towel in here? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. I just so happen to have a spare towel in my trunk. Like, swear to God, I had a spare towel in my trunk. Clean, never used, nothing. It was just a spare towel in the trunk type shit. You know what I'm saying? She like, you gonna need that towel. I'm like, straight up, this is the first time I ever got like some real sloppy ass head. So, she told me put the towel up under me. And she did this while we was in the car. You know what I'm saying? I linked the seat back. She went crazy, man. That was my first very sloppy head job. Like, I didn't even know that shit existed for real. Like, she had the whole towel soaking wet. Like, she was not playing. You know what I'm saying? All this for a $5 pizza. Like, man, she went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went fucking crazy. And she ate the dick up and slobbed me something crazy. It was a hell of an experience. You know what I'm saying? So to the homies, that it had a real sloppy eater, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Girl was on that demon time for real for a $5 pizza, bro. Swear to God on my kids. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I don't make up shit. It's on my kids. You know what I'm saying? So after she slide me up, I bust all in her mouth, all that shit. Painted the fuck out her mouth. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So painted the mouth. She ain't care. She caught all that shit, spit it out, right? After that, she spit it out. She like hold her mouth, like, thank you again. I'll call you later, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out the car. I got mine. I'm ready. I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Man, she got out the car right after that, ran in the house. I pulled off. Never heard from girl ever again. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't recall me calling her or none of that. I don't know. It was just she gave me the head that one time for a fucking high and rating. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. How about that? So in Detroit, you can have $5 and get the sloppy toppy. You know what I'm saying? And not from a prostitute. Just from a regular ass bop walking up 7 Mile. You know what I'm saying? How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.